Let's talk about Thor Love and Thunder. Thor Love and Thunder is entertaining, but it is light on the drama and focus. The positive source. I really like Thor and what they do with him. He's still a lovable himbo who has a heart of gold. I do like what they did with Jane Foster's character in here. It does kind of stray away from what her personality was from the original Thor movies, but it's entertaining. And always Valkyrie is really good. And Christian Bale as the God Slayer is a really interesting villain. I like the 80s aesthetic that this movie goes for. Some of the visual effects are really cool. The fights and action sequences are very inventive. There are moments where the special effects can get cheesy and you can tell it's clearly on a green screen or the frame rate is dropping on like weapons. It's kind of jarring. But like I said, this movie is entertaining. There's a lot of funny moments throughout this movie. A little bit too much, if you would ask me. It does kind of stray away from when things are starting to become dramatic and serious and kind of have weight to it. It kind of takes away from that. Taika Waititi usually is very masterful at weighing both the humor and dramatic moments in his films. But here I feel like he really geared towards the comedic aspect, which isn't a bad thing per se, but it does take away from what this movie could have been. It ultimately feels like this is a parody film about Thor, where yes, there's tongue-in-cheek moments, but then they play it out longer than it needs to. And then it kind of takes away from the moments that are supposed to be meaningful, and it kind of makes it seem unearned because there are moments, especially towards the end of the movie, where you're supposed to feel a certain type of way, emotional weight in the film, but it just feels like, how did we get to this point? And you just kind of feel empty. While I think Taika Waititi's direction in this movie is solid, I think the writing leaves more to be desired. I feel like Taika Waititi was making another movie, but then realized that he still had to contract with Marvel and had to make another Thor movie, so he just slapped on Thor's coat of paint on a different movie. But again, it is an entertaining movie. It's fun. The characters are still likable, and it does expand the MCU, and you can kind of see where it's heading towards for a potential sequel. But again, I don't think it's in the upper echelons of MCU movies or even in the middle tier. It's towards the bottom, but a fun, entertaining movie nonetheless.